I know it's really hard to stay positive, and I know people will often tell you to just stay positive. But I put a twist on it where to stay positive in a way where I'm helping others. Like, I know things might be hard for a lot of people, including myself, but if I can find a way to help someone in a similar scenario, it's really healing.
Kyla and Bella Thompson, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Of course.
For the audience, Kyla, if you can just tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you guys do and where you're from.
Yeah, we're from Saskatchewan, Canada, and we are a mother and daughter duo power team on social media, and we are advocates for rare disease and all the little ones in the world that go through a lot of medical adventures. Bella is almost 10 and she has 3 rare conditions, and her most recent led her to needing a bowel transplant, which she had in August. And so she's recovering here in Toronto, Canada at Sick Kids Hospital. And yeah, we're doing good. Yeah.
Well, we when our team found your channel, or social media handles rather, we were all just so inspired, and I mean, just every single post embodies the positivity and the mindset that we're looking to capture here in our show. And the one video that I saw that one of the team members caught that I still, it echoes in my mind with you in the swing kind of chuckling along. That was just amazing.
I'm just hanging around.
Smile on 100% of every person that watched it. So know that your smiles echoed and rippled all through the internet. And we really wanted to chat with you about it and understand a bit more about you guys, because it's an incredible story. What inspired you guys to bring it to social media and start on those platforms? Were there any pivotal moments where you decided that starting a page was the thing to do?
Yeah, there was quite a bit for me in the beginning. It was really just a way for me to communicate with friends and family that couldn't be with us in hospital, because Bella was in hospital so long from birth, for the first 2 years of her life straight, and then over 1,000 nights since. And so it was really my only way of communicating with friends and family back home. Our province didn't have a children's hospital at the time Bella was born. And then as I morphed into this medical mom, and I knew this was going to be a long road, I came to know a lot of other moms and dads and families, of course, on the similar road, living in hospital, and their kiddos going through a lot. And the bonds that the way we connected, it really helped me realize that we had a special connection, seeing the inside of a hospital way more than the average person. And it really made me want to advocate for the parents that, they didn't have the time or the energy to be on social media, and I wanted to help be their voice and help them out. I had the energy, I had the platform that I built, and I was comfortable with my background being teaching. I'm a little bit more comfortable with that, and I saw a lot of parents that weren't, and I wanted to be an advocate for them as well as Bella.
That's amazing, and thank you so much, both of you, for being the voice of so many people who are going through difficult challenges and providing that positivity and that inspiration to help them through their challenges, just like a true adventurer, like in the book.
Bella and I I'll often refer to our inpatient hospital stays as like going on tour, like we're rock stars or pop stars. And we're back on tour when we go in the hospital. And it's kind of funny because, we have to leave home, we have to travel. Yeah.
It's like mini Taylor Swift in a way.
Yeah.
I want to be like her.
You do.
You are already.
I'm I'm going to war.
You have pop star dreams.
You are well on your way. What you guys shared about calling your hospital stays going on tour, I thought actually that was a very clever way to put it, because as you'll notice in the Adventure Ted book, it's all about Timmy who goes on who has a scary doctor's appointment the next morning, and it's a stormy night, and he's really concerned. And when he thinks that the night won't be anything but one horror after the next, he gets a visit from Adventure Ted. And together they take pause from the storm and they go on an adventure to the enchanted theme park where there's no lines and they can enjoy the rides as freely as they'd like. But the whole thing is trying to figure out a way to optimize your mindset, very similarly to how you guys have done it. You're going on tour. It's sort of a fun way to look at a challenging thing, very similarly to how Ted, tells Timmy that, yeah, there's going to be this thing that you go to tomorrow. It's part of life. But at the end of it,
it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, right? And roller coasters have what? Ups, downs,
and around.
Twists and turns.
Yep.
Twists and turns. It's absolutely true. And that's life. I mean, you can really extrapolate that to all things in life. And then, there's parts that you like and there's parts that you don't like so much. But the point is that if you can see the adventure in all that you do, that's how you maintain a positive mindset. And little word choices like that, these seemingly nuanced things, make such a huge impact. So for many of the families that we help, frequent hospital visits and the ups and downs of medical challenges are all too familiar. Is there a message that you would like to share, either of you, Kyla or Bella, to give listeners who are experiencing those challenges similar to yours right now, to help give them a little boost of optimism and positivity?
Yeah, I was writing down a couple of things when I was thinking about what I wanted to share. I know Bella talked to me about some of her tips earlier, and her tips, the first thing that comes to her head living in hospital and going back a lot is to be brave and have fun. She always, you just have to be brave. That's like a big part of it, but seek the fun and find the fun, because it's there. It can still be there. We like to have fun in a way that, that lots of hospitals offer with child life programs, like partying with the clowns, dance parties with our nurses, decorating our room, and then a little bit of fun that we usually add to every stay is we bring googly eyes, and we put little googly eyes around the hospital for people to find. And we'll have like people from all over, like, I found your googly eyes in the hospital today. And it's like, we're just happy we can bring them a little bit of fun. And then for me, I like just thinking about a message. If I had like one solid message for parents out there going through a lot of medical scenarios with their kids, that I know it's really hard to stay positive, and I know people will often tell you to just stay positive. But I put a twist on it where to stay positive in a way where I'm helping others. Like, I know things might be hard for a lot of people, including myself, but if I can find a way to help someone in a similar scenario, it's really healing. Like, if you feel like you just can't stay positive and your mind is racing and you're just really upset about your scenario, try and block that out for a minute and just do something to help someone else. And I noticed that it really comforts me and heals me and helps without me having to just stress so hard about thinking positive. It kind of snaps me out of that like rut I get in sometimes.
And you're right, actually. People are just always saying, be positive. And like,
yeah.
If you could, you would. But like, what will help you get there? And the answer to that is action of some kind. And I love the way that you decided to do it. I think that's really, really clever and very, very helpful, honestly.
I know sometimes there's a lot of things people feel that are out of their control, and you got to put that aside sometimes and just do what is in your control. For me, a lot of the time, that was just being at avenue or an advocate to help somebody else. I knew I could do that. I knew that I could make that possible when like I couldn't help our situation. I couldn't help where we had to be or what we needed to do. And but I could advocate for others. I could share information that would help other kids going into hospital, other moms and dads in the same scenario, and help them feel a little bit more comfortable, or give them information that would help them on their journey. And getting messages back from people that I don't even know, like absolute strangers, saying how my message helped them. It just like instantly recharged me no matter what state I was in. Seeing what my daughter had to go through, really, she showed me what brave means, what brave is.
No, you showed me, Mommy.
I think we helped each other figure it out.
That's an amazing insight, and that you guys were aware of that. And it's one that we understand too. That's essentially the entire concept of Adventure TED. And I'm wondering if you could, was it always this way, or was it sort of built up over time, over different experiences, or did you just always sort of handle situations in this manner?
I feel like I have always handled them that way. I know, like, the way my parents brought me up, I'm so thankful for having such a good family. Like, my mom and dad are really, they're just awesome. And I'm really happy with how they raised me. And they just always said, like, keep a positive mindset and be yourself and help other people. It was just really ingrained in me as a kid. And I remember when Bella had her first surgery, she was 3 days old, and she had the doctor telling me she needs this major bowel surgery.
I don't like a golf pit, am I?
No, I'm talking about your first one when you were just 3 days old.
Oh, but I did have like a golf ball on my armpit.
That was a different one, yeah. That was about a lymph node. But I remember the surgeon talking to my husband and I in the preoperative room right before they were going to take my 3-day-old child, and I'm a first-time mom with her, and he's talking about this major surgery about because she had Hirschsprung's, which is a bowel disease, and they had to go in and remove part of her bowel, and he's explaining all these risks and everything, and I was just like, okay, yeah. And I would ask questions, and my whole attitude was like, we have a doctor that knows this disease. He knows what he wants to do. This is what I'm going to do, and this is how I expect it to go. And I was just like right on board with him, like, yeah, okay, good. And he like stopped the conversation, and he's like, I've never had a parent like you be so okay with surgery with their newborn. Like, he questioned me. He was like, how are you like this? He's like, he can basically, like, in his like doctor way, was like, I'm really happy that you are such a strong mom and you can think so positively about this surgery. He's like, normally I would have parents breaking down and hysterical, like very stressed and worried. And I was like, nope, the surgery is going to go good. You explained it well. I was just like, I know that if I think that way, like, I just would refuse to let myself think negative, because I wanted my baby girl to survive. And I just wasn't going to think any other way, because just for me and my heart and my husband, we were just like, that's the only way it's going to be. So we're going to talk that way, and we're going to think that way. Yeah. That's
amazing. And I mean, manifesting it's easier said than done, right? Like
Yeah.
Everyone knows that worrying while you're in the waiting room, and if I'm in the waiting room myself, waiting for someone to get out of surgery that I love and care about, and not a child, my own child, which I imagine would be of course even harder.
How do you keep positive through hard things, would you say? I think you find little tips and tricks that help you. Like she really learned to advocate for herself, and I think that's from listening to me. But she's really good now where she can say, this is how I prefer it to go. If she's feeling a little bit more stressed, she'll say, I don't feel like talking right now. She's very particular on details that she'll vocally tell the nurse or the doctor, like, this is what I need, or don't do this because this doesn't make me feel comfortable. She's gotten really good at doing that herself. I think after years of me saying it for her, she's kind of just, oh, I got that now, Mom. I can say that. Yeah.
Bella.
Yeah.
And Kyla, thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your story. It's a remarkable story, filled with twists and turns, but definitely a positive message in the end. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with everyone. A lot of people are going to really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.